In this video, I'd like to talk about something I've talked about on the channel many times, which is the Thai tax system. And well, basically the Thai government is once again talking about changing the tax system. So before, in the last couple of years, they were talking about changing it and have kind of changed it so that if you remit money to Thailand and that money was sourced from earnings in Thailand, so say you had a company based outside of Thailand and you did some sales or whatever services in Thailand, that earnings would be, basically you'd have to pay tax once it got back to Thailand. This was primarily to target Thai people. Then they kind of extended this and started talking about maybe we'll target some foreigners who remit money into Thailand as well. So it was kind of up in the air, but it didn't seem to be too big of a problem. Well, now things have once again started to change. So to be clear, most of this is it's not really rumors because a lot of it's from the tax department or lawyers in the country. However, nothing is really definite in the law right now in Thailand regarding these new changes. But it's something that's been talked about a lot in all the Thai media. It's talked with the lawyers. It's being talked about with a lot of the revenue department. They're also talking about potentially taxing. They have a few different proposals going on that are gaining some traction. One of them is to tax global sourced income. Yes, you heard that right. Global sourced income. Doesn't matter if you don't, if you're making income from a US company, it's being sent into Thailand, or you make income from investments outside of Thailand, say you own real estate in Turkey, Portugal, whatever, and you get paid rent to it, they're talking about maybe we're going to tax that income too in Thailand. So before it was territorial tax, you only pay on what you earn in Thailand from Thai things, but they're talking about maybe changing this, which would be just completely catastrophic. Especially because they're specifically mentioning that they would apply this to everybody, not just Thai people, but everybody. But yeah, anyhow, that's something that's maybe a few years away. They're kind of discussing more. But it's something to keep aware of if you're deciding, maybe I'll move to Thailand and all of this. One thing that they're more seriously talking about, that's more close to actually occurring, is really it's kind of already supposed to have been happening for the last, I don't know how long. Before I even went to Thailand over 5 years ago. And it's that if you live in Thailand over 180 days, you're supposed to file taxes. So for foreigners, they didn't care. They didn't care at all. You could stay an entire year straight on like an education visa, whatever, and just ignore tax. They didn't care, you didn't matter. So now that's changing, it sounds like. It sounds like they're going to, basically the revenue department, when you call up the revenue department in a lot of Thailand, they're now saying, yes, if you're in the country more than 180 days as a foreigner on an education visa or whatever, even if you don't work for a Thai company, you will have to file taxes and pay taxes in Thailand. So that would be on Thai sourced income. So it really isn't too big of a deal. You probably don't have any Thai sourced income, but it is. Technically, they're starting to say you have to do this versus before they're like, forget about it. So this is a change in policy and tone, and it's something where you might have to actually go through some of the bureaucratic proceedings, hire a tax attorney, something like this, and file taxes to pay nothing, but to still file it every year if you decide to go to Thailand and stay on like an elite visa or one of their other residency programs, or just on their education visa. So the tax situation in Thailand is kind of getting worse. But again, none of this is really 100% final. Thailand, just like a lot of countries, they keep their revenue department or their tax department kind of opaque. Like you're not really 100% sure what's going on in there, what 100% sure you're supposed to do. Even if you talk with a lot of the tax attorneys, they just recommend what they recommend to do, not what there's 100% clarity on. They'll upfront say that there's not really clarity on certain things yet. So like, for example, remitting money into Thailand, there isn't still 100% clarity if you're like a retiree or you're on the elite visa and you want to remit in $400,000 to buy real estate. There isn't really 100% clarity if this is now taxable or not. Some lawyers and some of the revenue department employees are saying, yes, it is, you will have to pay taxes on that. Others are saying, no, it's not, as long as you can show proof that you earned the money outside of Thailand before moving to Thailand. So that's kind of like what I talked about in one of my previous videos. That would probably be how it is. So really, there's still not clarity on a lot of these topics. But all these proposals and these tax changes really likely to be enforced in Thailand? Well, unfortunately, I think yes. I think these things are all coming. Thailand's really being cracked down on by a lot. Basically, they're one of the places a lot of people used to go to just kind of forget about taxes, ignore it. You didn't really have to pay anything, you didn't have to file anything, and you can just live there. It's not a worry. That's kind of really changing now. I feel like they are getting pressure similar to a lot of countries. They're getting pressure from like EU, UK, US, these sort of parties, as well as more so they are like the agencies that run out of these countries and are sponsored by these countries. So like a lot of the aid groups that provide foreign aid and financing oftentimes have requirements they push on countries regarding minimum taxation or taxation of foreigners or citizens abroad, different things like this. So I believe a lot of this is being pushed on Thailand. They don't have too much of a choice to refuse it unless they just kind of disengage from a lot of these programs. And unfortunately, now Thailand is kind of ruled by the democratically elected government, which is, in my opinion, very corrupt, promising people UBI as well as free money to just get elected. So really, what is the future of Thailand? It seems to be getting worse, in my opinion. But let's just talk about that a little bit. What is the future of Thailand? So the future of Thailand, a lot of people have been talking about how like the legalization of weed is kind of a military weapon against Thailand. It's something that's been used against many countries to kind of dumb down their people, make them more docile, more controllable, and less disturbed by bad things happening in the country. And that's kind of what I believe too. I can kind of understand why Thailand did it. It did boost tourism. It did put shops into a lot of vacant spaces that occurred after COVID. But it hasn't been a very good development. Now you go there, you see weed shops all day, every day, no matter where you are in the country. You smell weed quite a bit, and it does seem to be affecting things quite a bit. And there's other things too, like there's a lot of woke policies and agendas being pushed, which otherwise were never issues in Thailand. I won't get into all of the details with that, but they're being pushed in the last couple of years, and it's very unfortunate. Yeah, really after COVID, it seems like foreign influence in Thailand really just skyrocketed, particularly Western influence, and this has been really damaging to Thai society and the Thai economy. And I really see this continuing. And then, of course, there's other issues with Thailand that have been happening, but it's less like government and political related. But really, they're not too big of a deal, honestly. There's just more tourism, more traffic, more pollution, but this is what it is. It's not something that really anyone expects any different of. And prices are going up, of course. Inflation is now affecting Thailand. But yeah, that's really the future of Thailand. I feel like the government is going the wrong direction in a lot of their policies. Okay, so what if I was considering living in Thailand? So as some of y'all will know on the channel, I actually lived in Thailand for around 2 to 3 years already. So what would I be doing? Right now, if you already live there, it's fine, forget about it. But I wouldn't be going for one of these like elite visas. I wouldn't be going for buying real estate in Thailand and getting residency. I wouldn't be going for any of those sort of routes. If you want to go to Thailand on a tourist visa, go ahead and enjoy. If you want to go and get an education visa even, it's okay, you can go ahead and enjoy. But I'd really caution against really tying yourself to Thailand right now, the direction of the government, the politics, the society just broadly. It's not really in a very good direction. And a lot of these tax policies, I believe they will be implemented to some extent over the coming years and will make Thailand a much, much less attractive place. So the final thing I'd like to say is like, just keep those things in mind. Keep in mind specifically if you want to spend a few years in Thailand like I did and be left with no real residency or pathway to citizenship after that. So is it a smart move for you to go to Thailand, enjoy 2 years of an education visa or something, versus just going down to a Latin American country, getting residence there, waiting 2 years and already being almost eligible for citizenship? Like really, what are you looking for? What are your goals? If you just want to go enjoy Thailand a bit, travel on a tourist visa or stay a year, learn Muay Thai or something like I did, Thai fighting, then enjoy. But otherwise, really, long term, it's not really the best choice, in my opinion, right now, to really dig yourself a hole in Thailand. But yeah, that's going to be all for the video. With that being said, bye-bye.